Hello, my dear students, and welcome back. It's so good to see you again for another video in our exam prep series. Today, we're diving into a really cool chapter about the epic battle that's always shaping our planet. And I promise, by the end of this, you'll be all set for your exams. So hey, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and do leave your comments. I love reading them.
Okay, so let's start with a simple question. Just think about it. With all the wind, all the rain, for crores and crores of years, why isn't our Earth completely flat? You know, smooth like a nice round chapati. Well, it's because there's a constant, a never-ending tussle happening right under our feet. A battle that's shaping everything we see.
So here's our game plan for today, our path to getting full marks. We'll talk about this great Earth tussle. We'll meet the two teams, the builders and the breakers. We'll figure out the breakers' master plan. Then we'll see how something amazing, like rich soil, is born from all this. And finally, we'll have your exam score booster. Cello, let's get started.
Okay, so just imagine that the Earth's surface is one giant playground. And on this playground, two teams are playing a match that never, ever ends. One team is always busy building things up, creating huge mountains and high plateaus. And the other team, well, their only job is to break everything down and try to make the surface flat again. So, let's meet the teams properly. Team builders are the endogenic forces. Now, endo simply means within, so all their power comes from deep inside the Earth. Think of all that heat in the Earth's core. Now, team breakers are the exogenic forces. Exo means outside. And where do they get their power from? The sun. The sun's energy drives the wind, the rain, and the ice on the surface.
Right. So now that we know the two teams, let's get to know their main players. This is where we see these massive forces from inside the Earth clash with the slow but super powerful forces on the outside. For Team Builder, the endogenic forces, we have two star players. First is volcanism, which is easy to understand, right? It's when hot magma comes out and creates new land. The second player is diastrophism. Now, this is a slow process. It's all about the Earth's crust moving, folding, and faulting to build gigantic mountain ranges like our Himalayas.
Now, what about Team Breaker? They have a single overall game plan, and it's called denudation. It's a fancy-sounding word, but it just means to strip off or to make bare. Their entire goal is to wear down the land, and their plan has three main steps: weathering, mass movement, and erosion.
So let's really dig into this master plan of the breakers. How do they actually wear the surface down? Understanding these three steps is super important for your exams, Veda, so pay close attention.
So the first move in their plan is weathering. It's nothing but the breaking down of big, strong rocks into smaller, weaker pieces. And the most important thing to remember here is the term in situ. It just means in the same place. The rock breaks apart, but the pieces don't move away. Not yet, anyway.
Now, this weathering can happen in three main ways. There's chemical weathering, where water or weak acids dissolve the minerals in the rock. Then there's physical weathering, which uses force, like water freezing in a crack and pushing the rock apart. And finally, there's biological weathering. This is when living things, like plant roots or even us humans, break the rocks down.
Look at this picture. This is a perfect example of a cool type of physical weathering called exfoliation. Because of heating and cooling, the outer layers of the rock expand and contract, and over time, they just peel off, exactly like the layers of an onion. Please remember this onion analogy, okay? It's a fantastic way to explain it in your answer sheet.
And you know what? Climate is the real boss when it comes to weathering. Just look at this diagram. Over on the right, in the hot and rainy tropical forest, see how deep the weathering goes? The rock is broken down way, way deep. Now look to the left, in the cold and dry tundra. The weathering is much, much shallower. So climate really controls everything.
Okay, so once the rock is broken by weathering, what's next? Step 2 is mass movement. This is when all those broken pieces, all that debris, starts moving down a slope. And the key thing to remember here is the only force causing this is gravity, just gravity. No water, no wind, nothing else is carrying it. I'm sure you've seen those scary landslide videos on YouTube Shorts. That's mass movement in action.
And this diagram shows a really specific type of mass movement called a slump. You see how a whole block of land is just slipped down? But look closely at that curved arrow. It shows that the block is rotating backward as it moves, kind of like how you slump down in your chair. It's a very unique movement.
And finally,
After all that, we have step 3, erosion. Now this is different. In erosion, we have active agents, things like flowing river water, powerful winds, or huge glaciers. They act like a transport service. They pick up all the weathered material and carry it away, sometimes for hundreds of kilometers.
So you might be thinking, what is the point of all this breaking, moving, and carrying away? It sounds so destructive. Well, here's the amazing part. This whole battle, this entire process of destruction, actually leads to one of the most important things for life on Earth: soil, the very soil in which we grow our food. So how is soil born? It's a slow and beautiful process. First, weathering breaks the parent rock into tiny pieces. Then, tiny organisms like bacteria and moss start to grow on it. When they die, they decompose and mix with the rock particles to form a dark, rich layer called humus. Over thousands of years, this process continues, building up layers, and finally, a mature, fertile soil is born. And always remember these 5 magic factors that decide what kind of soil will form. First, the parent material. What kind of rock did it start from? Second, topography. Is the land steep or flat? Third, climate. Is it hot and wet or cold and dry? Fourth, biological activity. How many plants and animals are there? And finally, the most important one, time. Good soil takes a very, very long time to form. All right, my champions, time for our final and most exciting round, the Exam Score Booster. Let's do a quick-fire question and answer session. This will make sure all the important concepts are crystal clear in your mind. Ready for full marks? Let's go!
Okay, first question for you. This one often confuses students. What is the difference between orogeny and epirogeny? Take a second to think. Both are part of diastrophism, from Team Builder, right?
And the answer is actually very simple. Orogeny is mountain building. It involves intense folding, like when you push a sheet of paper from both ends and it crumbles up into folds. Epirogeny, on the other hand, is continent building. It's a very gentle, large-scale uplift of land, almost like lifting a whole tray up without disturbing what's on it. See? Easy peasy.
Next question, and this one is very, very important. What is the quick difference between the 3 steps of the breaker's plan? Weathering, mass movement, and erosion. Can you tell me in one line each?
Just look at this table. It makes it so simple. Weathering is about breaking rocks, and the main actor is the climate. Mass movement is about moving debris down a slope, and the only actor is gravity. And erosion is about carrying debris away, and its actors are agents like water, wind, and ice. I really think you should take a screenshot of this slide, Beta. It'll be a lifesaver during revision.
So there you have it, this great battle for the Earth's surface. It never ends. The builders keep building, and the breakers keep breaking. The mighty mountains you see today will one day become the soil of tomorrow. So I want to leave you with a big question to think about. What do you think our incredible India will look like in, say, 10 lakh years from now? Let me know your amazing ideas in the comments below. Keep studying hard, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.